check. And check. Makes great audio. Oh. All right. So what we have here is South Sudan. We have South Sudan pulled up, highlighted its border. Not going to get into Sudan and what's going on in Khartoum and other areas of Sudan that's experiencing a lot of violence due to rapid support forces. The Sudanese army are clashing for a variety of reasons. If rapid support forces are a Russian-backed militia, then they don't need to stop. Fortunately, it looks like most of South Sudan is catching. South Sudan is home to the world's largest wetland, the world's largest marsh, the world's largest swamp. It grows in size and recedes, and it's a permanently flooded zone. It's permanently a permanent wetland. It takes in a lot of moisture and rain. And there is a lot of plant life, fauna, and flora alike. Take advantage of all this. Crocodiles, elephants, buffaloes. Buffaloes love water. Zebra as well. A lot of big animals this affects. Now, I was just talking the other day about the elephants that died in Zambia due to extreme water shortages. At the foot of this South Sudan, south of it, Kenya, onto a huge river. This acts as a catch basin for the South Sudan swamp. Let me get rid of that. So just here, this is what is referred to as the Sudd. It is a huge sprawling swamp with teeming with life that is currently absolutely on fire. And I don't mean just on the outskirts. The outskirts was last week. This is in the heart. This. So let's start from the south. Why even need to use time lapses on this stuff? This is obscene. There are just dozens and dozens and dozens of fires. There are all fires here. All this, you see gold trim here, those are all active fire perimeters racing away. Where it was burning. Finding more fuel. This is outrageous. So much fire is. South Sudan has a low population density, but what's going on here? So, by my count, there's been 6 large forests in Africa that have been consumed by fire. over the last month. Now Africa's about to lose giant wetland. Same span of time. This there is no environmental justice. Let me preface anything that I say. There is no environmental justice in the world, any country, at any job, or any company. Period. There is no way to hold anybody accountable for the environment, especially whenever an entire Bushra game reserve, talking about antelope, lions, bows, cheetah, giraffe, talking about a lot of really big animals and smaller animals, all kinds of looking rough. Just time lapse here, just an idea of this growth. Fire has been growing the last month. Hmm. Looking ravaged. Oh, well, that's real fire. Need to use false color to see that. Real fire right there. Actual fire line that we're seeing here that is constantly unreal. Is good. Fires racing back and forth, up slopes, down slopes. It just ate this entire area. Fire blew by. 105 kilometers. Fire ran 105 kilometers one way, then 105 kilometers a different way, and 80 kilometers in a completely different pattern, and around in a half circle. This is, see the smoke here. They're fires. These are very troubling wildfires. They're burning some of the very last of the wild. When I say wild, I mean wooded forests that aren't taken down, that not a narrow patch of land that's just for the woods. Again, the wetland here, this is the wetland. This triangle looking thing here. And here, all this burning art, Sudd. People that want to say that, well, we'll just plant more trees. We can't plant enough trees to offset loss because we don't understand what fire clearly does to a wetland. It is mostly water, but vegetation and plant life is above water. Fire does a lot of strange things, and across water, something that it can do. It will burn the lilies, it'll burn the duckweed, burn pretty much everything on the surface of the water, trying to get a hold of a branch or a tree, bush, even though that it might be wet as well. Fire might be hot enough to push that back. About some ambient temperatures of firestorms being hundreds of degrees Fahrenheit. Extreme risks to be in the area. Why, when you see wildland firefighters, they look completely badass. I can sit here, I can stand here for 8 hours working this. Have great tools and capabilities, but those are smoke jumpers, really, I'm talking about. With South Sudan declaring its independence, Sudan just completely violating human rights. I shouldn't say that. Rapid support forces, I think, struck first. Well, this doesn't really matter. It's been since mid-April. What is going on in Sudan? Because this river, that Nile, is connected to swamp. Not that far of a boat trip. This is something that I wish I would have never seen. We are custodians of this land and we failed. What does a wildfire look like? Find out. Find out, and there is no way that it's going to be good. Take fire to any ecosystem, even though that fire is naturally occurring element in nature. Can't get this growth back. Can't get this progress back. Let's say it's been since the the last dynasties of the Egyptians, ancient Egyptian rule. Say around that time, this won't start forming. There is growth and wildlife in here that is older than men. We're losing. See, there's no mystical part of the world except in the wild, where you would find all the beasts and strange creatures. Mystical. Mythical. Now this is got fire all around. All this is fire right here. I mean, I can't highlight it any more than it just being there because it takes up most of the screen. All these are fires. Fires that whipped around, whipped away. Headed. This is a huge ecological loss. Not even fewer countries under a civil war, military coup. Probably not flying helicopters or drop water buckets on places like this. Damn dangerous. There is just so much fire. I don't know if I want to keep this video short in the hopes that somebody will watch it. This is smoke. Huge smoke plume. 45 kilometers is huge. These are in fire. Fire in the heart of Sudd. Sorry, I don't have. Oh, maybe about a dozen fires within the swamp itself, deep in the swamp. After being about 5 or 6 different large forests in Africa catch fire, mostly get consumed by wildfire. The flood in the same week is not good globally. Water, sorry, fire and heat drives away moist water. Start down a wet fire. All sorts of catch. Make above the water line is more like the canopy where it sits. If you could, if you haven't already, please like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Me out. I think I'm going to keep this video on the short side. I've covered these fires so much already that it's depressing. Whatever names are of the forests that we're losing, I know one is the Como National Forest. Globally, this is everyone. That precipitation, rain, need to go somewhere. Wetlands and forests and woods, great sinks for moisture, water. Tree has a layer behind its bark that's its transport layer, fluids. You can literally peel back the bark of a tree if the tree is one that is safe to consume. Literally just peel it back and just drink the flesh of the tree. Now, it might harm the tree, depending. Since we're not elephants, I don't think we have to worry about the tree. A lot of work to like that down. Yeah, these trees are always gorged with water. Forest would be a good way to put it. What we know about us trees. I'm not even going to get into a tangent. Sorry. Awful. Well, I thank you for watching, for your attention.